England are now trailing by 133 runs. The openers have got away to a flyer. The openers have grown some balls. They've shown some mettle. Chat shit, get banged territory, Pezza, because India rolled for 358. I think it's actually a pretty good score in the conditions that they faced, but not when England batted, who are now 225 for 2. And it feels like this game's going on real fast all of a sudden.
This is what England does in a 5-test series. You momentarily take your foot off the gas as the clouds part at Old Trafford. You bowl a pile of shit after fighting very hard in the morning, and the steam train gets chugging. And that's what happened with Duckett and Crawley. And I feel like India's on the ropes in this series. They're going to need to strike back hard. They've been fighting hard. It's difficult to win in England. And they picked their moment, England. They put a couple of medium paces to the sword and Bumrah. And and now they're up against it, the away team.
Okay, so let's start off with let's talk about Stokesy. Let's talk about the bag they're in. So Stokes takes 5 for 72 off 24 overs. That's 16 wickets for the series. That's a new career best for the young man after his debut series in Australia 12, 13 years ago. It's his first bag in 8 years, allegedly. A couple of wickets with the short ball as well. Siddharthan Gill, Takor, Sundar, Kambodja, his wickets. He's bowled 119 overs this series. He's putting the nation on his back. He's steaming in. It's aggressive. It's lines. It's lengths. It's nibbles. It's now a short ball. It's bowling 10 overs on the bounce, as he did on day one. He's doing it again. He's England's best bowler. It looks relentless. I don't know where Josh Tongue is. It doesn't matter. England's got Ben Stokes, and it's got to feel amazing if you're English.
5 for 72. I think this bowling performance overnight is one of the best individual performances of the series. Low key. Don't mean that to be like a steaming hot take. Because let's face it, because some people don't want to face it.
Yeah, they're scared. They're facing the corner.
But for a couple of small periods in this series, it's really been like a combination of a hot, dry summer and an instruction to flatten out these decks.
Right.
That have made bowling largely a huge grind. So anybody that can make incisions in that context is worth their weight in golds. And we're talking about a day here where even Bumrah couldn't really get things going. And here's Stokes making it talk all day, picking up 5, head and shoulders above every bowler on both sides in the last 2 tests. And he's not doing it as like a pinch-hitting all-rounder who can come in with a fiery spell to change things up. This is frontline, long spells, leader of the pack style bowling, harking back to Flintoff in his pomp. Not for pace and bounce, but for skill and presence on par for me. And against the backdrop of the struggles that he's had with his body, to not just get the rig up and running, but to emerge as the preeminent bowler of the series. This is the Stokes of substance that the world admires him for and respects him for. Like, performances like this actually help England fans to squint and think, gee, if we've got a couple of guys up and running at their optimum like Stokesy is this Australian summer, maybe we're going to be asking some questions.
Australia, once upon a time, was very proud of their model, Elle Macpherson, who was called The Body.
What a nickname.
Oh, g'day, I'm The Body.
Yeah, the Oval.
England's got the Oval, we've got the body.
And nobody disputed it with Elle Macpherson either.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, that's about right.
Feels right to me.
Of everybody that's existed. Every single...
In a nation of tall poppies, everyone was like, The Body, good to go.
Yeah, never questioned.
You've made it in America. We're so proud of you. Now, at the moment, Ben Stokes, in Test cricket terms, is The Body. Because it's a watch. We're all watching The Body. Because when he didn't play in IPLs, he couldn't bowl for a period of time. It's his first 5 for 8 years, I think it is. 119 overs this series. This is now The Body. He is the body of Test cricket. And like when in a post-Kohli era of Test cricket, we are looking for a new face. Someone's got to be the Caitlin Clark of Test match cricket. Is it Ben Stokes? If he keeps bowling long spells, getting into the deck, getting it going around corners, whilst he's The Body, with a new salad, the lion's mane, well, here we are.
And then to add to that, he goes, he bowled in tandem successfully with Jofra Archer.
Yes.
Overnight, which is something that many England fans have completed themselves over in fantasy for several years. Yeah. And something that many people felt would never happen again. Many wizened observers have posited that Archer would never play again at red ball level. Stokes' hamstring was gone. It was torn off in New Zealand, and here he is back again. You know, the great dark knight who goes to dark places. And is it, you know, you go Stokes and Archer, hello.
Yeah.
Is this the time to be romantic and to dare to dream for an England fan, or is it just wet and Test teams should have two good bowlers that are having a crack? No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking. Good just question. Perhaps Test teams should have two good bowlers who are fit and bowling, and good luck to them. And we saw this overnight. Or is it time to get romantic and go, I'm squinting and I'm seeing opportunities here for England.
Yeah, I mean, I know it is of course the hope that kills you, as well as high cholesterol in many instances.
Not Shea Hope. Yeah. He didn't.
That is an allegation. But when you are dreaming big and this whole project has been towards the next 6 months, this series is now locked in the bag, unlosable position from here in this series.
Agree.
Then you start thinking about, well, what is the ceiling? How high can one jump? You know, Mark Wood, can he start barking like a dog again in the comms? Just to hark us back to Headingley 2023. Stokes, the body back. Archer, wheels, 3 for 73 off 26 overs. He's putting in a shift.
26 overs.
26 overs.
Bulwark stuff, you know. Like he's into third spells and fourth spells.
He's doing some donkey work.
Could Archer and Wood play together? You know, it's like Gerrard and Lampard, Scholes.
Except it works.
And the resurgence of England is interesting as well. Steve Smith overnight saying it looks like they're trying to win now, you know, rather than being entertaining.
Yeah.
Odd how Aussies are always going on about England, you know, especially when asked by BBC Sport about England.
Obsessed.
Obsessed. They hate us because they ain't us. St George's flag. Few different shapes to England, like, you know, like so Stokes has reshaped his action under the watchful eye of bowling coach, I think he is, Tim Southey. There's no other way for an eye to be but watchful.
Yeah. And I presume he is the bowling coach.
I just like looking at him, to be honest.
Mate,
good. What a rooster.
Fuck. He is a rooster. Oh, Tim Southey is a rooster.
Like, there's a lot of good people knocking around, but like, can you go toe to toe with Southey? Like, he's always going to be in the conversation, isn't he? He could get into, like, he could walk with any hot boy of cricket and hold his own.
Totally, yeah. He looks like he might have a university degree.
But you got this, so you got this reshaped action of Stokes under the watchful eye. Is there any other type of eye?
Yeah, right.
Of Tim Southey in England kit. So you got this leadership axis of Stokes, McCullum, Southey, and now this no dickheads mental skills Kiwi coach. Is Australia playing against New Zealand this summer?
I hope so.
Yeah. Is England outsourcing stuff again?
It has worked in the past.
Yeah. Anyway, just something to think about.
It's a watch.
It's a watch. So did I hear Stokes 10 hundreds 5 fifers in his career? There's only a couple that's done that.
Yeah, okay.
Or he's on his road to that. I don't know.
Impressive.
There and thereabouts. Yeah. He's got runs and wickets.
Ballpark,
that's really the point. I just wanted to shout out to couple of guys in the innings. So I thought India fought hard. I thought it was moving day of the series. I thought like India threw a lot with the bat at England, who held their own, and then England have just raced away a little bit. It's what happens in these series. Yeah. But welcome to the series. Like Shardul Thakur and Washi fought hard. Like they were the definition of grade cricket, working hard. The ball was moving miles in the morning. Wild stuff. Welcome to the series, Shardul Thakur. 41, but you know, this series is tailor-made for his rumbling energy. I feel like we're watching a muted version of Shardul Thakur, so I was buoyed to see 41 work hard runs from him. Like, bring some spice, Lord. Shardul Thakur is the Indian Gennaro Gattuso.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes it'd be good, sometimes it'd be shit, you know. But there's a Gattuso energy to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's already given most of those runs back in his 5 overs. But
that's true.
That is
That's
the swings
true.
and roundabouts.
Swings and
of your
roundabouts and
Lords of
slings and
Core.
arrows.
Yeah. Snakes and ladders.
Yeah. And look, again with England, like Duckett takes a good catch to get rid of Washy. And
Nice catch.
it was a humble catch, like it was a sort of catch I think a few weeks ago, like there would have been elongated air and a lot of hands to mouths. Like, I can't believe he's just done that. And
Right.
but now it's just a catch.
Yeah.
So that's a watch.
Yeah.
Punters on comms, that's good. I thought another interesting note was Archer to Bumrah, which eventually resulted in a review after, so Joe Root wanted the review down leg. Yes. Archer didn't. Stokes looked like he might be about to brush Joe Root. I like the way Joe Root signalled for the review.
A very clean and high elbow tee.
But there was a bit of let's be serious. I don't demonstrably throw my weight around, even though I'm the only historical and statistical worldie here. So when I do want to be alpha, I will show you. And I thought he did that, and Stokes eventually relented, and he was correct. So just a bit of byplay.
Sure.
Rare root alphadom, that'd be it. 358.
So let's talk about Rishabh. 54 of 75 in the end. He hit Jofra-Stokes for a 6 off a slow ball, back of the hand stuff. Hoiked him over Cow for his 90th Test match 6. That puts him level on Vrinder Sehwag in about half the games. If you care about that kind of stuff.
Do you?
No, I don't.
Neither.
But other people do, so that's cool.
And it's words to say.
Yeah.
That are facts.
Yeah, I'm just filling.
It's not a sledge.
Yeah. It's just things
What
to
is
say.
media?
Yeah.
If not words to say.
Yeah.
If you like that,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
Whatever chemistry is happening in your brain when you hear that. Oh, 90 with Viru.
Well, stay tuned. I've got more things to say. He's going to miss the last test with his fractured foot. Well, it's actually not officially a fractured foot. I think Cricinfo are calling it a fractured foot. So, but he's
there's a lot of metatarsal, there's a lot of tarsal chat.
Yeah.
being thrown around.
Right. So, but he has gone past Alex Stewart's 479 runs in a series. That is the most by a wicketkeeper in a test series in England. That is a stat I'm interested in.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Because I feel like he's unders.
Yeah, because he's kind of thrown stuff. So he's thrown a bit away. And he's going to miss last test match. So, presume he will bat again. But he's added, I think he added 45 runs with Washy. When he was
batted for 40-odd minutes.
When he was at the crease, they added sort of 45 with him there. He added 17 to his overnight score. How he got to 50 was just this glorious, forward defensive push to the offside of Stokes. Race along the carpet. There was obviously the 6 I mentioned off Jofra. So, he's... I sort of surprised that he batted at all, because he's obviously in extreme discomfort, if not pain. But he has contributed to the team. I mean, what happens in the final session has dictated this entire match so far. I wouldn't say the series, the match so far, because England just raced away. But in that moment, the contribution that he's added, the 40-odd, 50-odd runs that he put on when he was at the crease, significant to India's 358. Is that what they got? 358? Yeah, 358.
Mate, I note after this innings that there actually is there appears to be debate about the fine line between courage and stupidity. But my view is 1, it's his life, and 2, I rate it hard. This is a guy that got to the ground after being at hospital in the morning with his half his leg in a moon boot.
Yeah.
Who comes out to bat when the ball's doing bits. Not even at number 11 as a consolation. And this guy is facing projectile missiles at his broken foot from Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. The faith somebody has to have in their own eye to do that, and to put his body on the line. And it is there's word going round that he's saying, I'm doing it for my country. It's not, I have to say, it's not something you readily associate with, an Indian player. But here it is. I think it's incredible courage, and I think against the backdrop of his, the stuff that his body has been through, we are learning more about Rishabh Pant. He's obviously a wild maverick of a man.
Yeah,
and mate, to have a broken foot and have guys zeroing in at it and hitting them for 6 and 4, you can debate how relevant those 40 runs or 17 runs that he added are to the game. I would suggest they're going to be pretty important. I think Indians should be getting around it. Like the boys are up for the series. You can tell, and they're galvanized by Shubman. They want it. It's good to see guys emerging from the shadows of the big personalities of before, and Rishabh has shown that he's got some ticker to him to do it. He could very easily have not batted, and everyone would be like, "Yeah, your foot's broken, mate."
Yeah,
but he's done it.
Like not to compare injuries, but if you have like a broken hand or a broken arm or whatever, or a broken fucking arm. Then or like a hamstring or whatever, then you feel like you're like more in the line of fire because of short ball start getting at you and hard to defend. But I would imagine a broken foot where any movement and transition of body weight through that broken area, whatever it is, if it's a metatarsal or an ankle or whatever it is, it would be searing pain through the body. I would even if you just plant your foot in a certain way, which is a reflex to where the ball is being pitched, let alone protecting yourself from an impact injury again from it. I mean, it's to your point, to back yourself that much to be able to stand there and react to that without causing searing
Shows how much he
pain.
backs himself as well.
Yeah.
Against those guys.
Yeah.
I have to say, if there is a trope that people push when it comes to a tough overseas tour for the Indian side, is that if it starts to go a bit wrong, toys go out the pram quickly and they're 1 foot on the plane, and he's only got 1 foot, and he's decided to put it on the pitch.
Yeah,
I'd be buoyed by that as an Indian fan. They're clearly here to fight and to play, and somebody like Rishabh would just be reflecting the feelings in the side as well as his own desire to lead by example. And if it did result in a further injury, then of course Team India suffers and whatnot. He is the property of everybody in that sense, but it is also his own body.
Yep.
And he could actually be excused for going the other way, given what he's been through of going, I'd prefer not to just damage myself further.
Yeah.
But he's just no, fuck it, I'm in the line of fire, I'm going for it. And he did some amazing things. I mean, he's an incredible player. And then that stat you said there, where it's he's equaled the highest number of runs for a wicketkeeper in England in a series, and he's they're 4 tests in,
3.5, I guess.
Yeah, and he'd have hypothetically three innings left.
Yeah,
and you feel like he's actually left some runs out there.
Yeah.
I mean, all that says is that we all just know how good he is.
Yeah,
so I think we're blessed to see it. To be honest, gets people going. I hope he gets better.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we know one of his feet is made of lead, so there's that. That's a think of that one. Crawley and Duckett, Pezza. They put on 166 in 31 overs.
This is disappointing for India.
Crawley, 84 of 113, 13 fours and a 6, striking at 74. Ben Duckett, 94 of 100, 13 fours, striking at 94, of course. Now, after Shubha's told him to grow some balls, that being Zach Crawley said this: "I've always enjoyed that part of cricket, to be honest, especially when you're batting. There's 2 of you against 11, and they're desperate to get you out, and they're chirping you. Most of the time, I'd probably let it slide, and then other times, I feel like it's a good chance to put it back on them. I love that little 8-minute passage. No one stepped over the line. I thought everyone was in good spirits, and it was just competitive cricket, and I really enjoyed it." Well, he has just alphaed the fuck out of the Indian team there. I enjoyed it. 8-minute little spell. I was 90 seconds late. It was all, nobody crossed the line. I was being told, grow some fucking balls, People were getting in my face. It was all good. I'm good for it, I've just come out and I've near enough won the series.
Gotta say, I know that we've witnessed the England team take credit for the actions of others. Like when it was a Jaiswal scored 100 in India, and Duckett's he's actually batting a bit like us, aggressively. Yeah. Now, I would like to take this moment to praise Sydney grade cricket for Zach Crawley's attitude there.
Finally. Recognition from the greats.
He has played at the Tigers. Mm-hmm. He understands, ill-tempered aggression. He understands horseplay and shithousery. I'm not saying it's confined to Sydney grade cricket. Of course, it happens in England. We know Zach Crawley's got a little bit of a twinkle in the old eye, and we rate him for it. Yeah. And this is, India's got a lot of strength. It's got a lot of strength politically, financially, socially, rising middle class, resources to boot, but they do not send their players to Sydney grade cricket.
No.
And that might be where this series is won and lost.
Yeah, could well
because
be.
what Crawley's done there, and he's done them a beauty.
Yeah.
He's only said this after 1, having survived that 8-minute period, 2, having won the test match, and 3, making 80 odd. He's waited. And so that's a masterclass from Zach Crawley, and they're the little intangibles upon which a series can rest.
Yes, I think he said this before this test match. To be fair, so he said it before he scored.
Well, it's when I'm hearing it.
But that's a good point. That's a good point. So look, the game is rocketed along, 225 for 2 after 46 overs. They're hitting him at 4.89, and that's after Ollie Pope made. Ollie Pope and Joe Root to striking at 47 to 40, so sort of slowed down towards the end of the day. But in terms of the bowling figures, Cam Bodge is going for 4.8 and over. Siraj is going at 5s. Shardul Thakur is going at 7s. Jadeja is going at 4.6. So, I mean, and Bumrah is going at 2.8. So, Bumrah is getting flogged as well at 2.8 and over for him. Only 4 maidens out of his 13 for Bumrah. This is where we are in the series. I mean, I would have found with India's injuries and whatnot. I mean, but I felt like this happened. A similar thing happened when Australia were there. Not to unnecessarily bring Australia into it, but like when you're watching in England, or you're watching actually any series away from home, you do need conditions to go your way because it's hard to win away from home anywhere. So when like the sun came out for the last sort of like hour or hour and a bit or whatever, or there was like sort of scattered sunshine, I suppose, at different moments, you're like, oh, I did not see this once when India were batting. Like if I was an Indian fan, I'd be like, oh, conditions have got us, And that, I don't think that's necessarily true, but it is a frustration in England when because the overheads have such a big say in what happens on the field. When the sun comes out, it's like, oh, God damn it. Now it's flat. The ball's doing nothing.
Yeah.
England have just played better so far in this game. Don't get me wrong. But, it's one of those things as a fan, you're so frustrated by things not going perfectly in your way to win a game.
100%. I think this Indian team has fought more manfully, if you'll use that term, than a lot of people expected. But they've had so many opportunities in this series where they could have put England to the sword. And, England, to their credit, have just hung in there.
Yeah.
And it feels like, India has pushed and pushed and pushed, but still 358 allows a little window for England. They get the rub of the green with the conditions, and to England's credit, they know exactly how to take the momentum away from you in those situations. Like Bazball came back. They bowled a pile of shit to them, really. Cambodge just feeding medium pace to Duckett's hip. Yeah. And I'll tell you what England crowd's good at as well. Is they're great at England's great at creating a batting tamasha, where it might get flat, sun's out, the temporary permanent stance is in party mode. The crowd knows when the momentum is being seized and they go with it as well, and they make this rolling juggernaut style feeling where you just don't know how to stop it.
Yep.
Like Crawley and Duckett just going blow for blow, drives, tucks, and 6 and over easy off their dick, and you're just caught in the tide of it. You can't swim out of it until eventually they lose their concentration. And in this scenario, they nearly put 200 on for it, and now you're like, it's all set up for England tomorrow. India are going to have to muster something massive, mentally speaking, given how hard they've tried to be in this series. Yeah. Now you've got Pope and Root, day 3, Manchester, the whole day ahead for them. They can just go to work. It's all set up for them to put India to the sword and kill the series. So it's really on the line for India tomorrow, and that who's going to stand up for them? Can they get a little bit of luck with conditions? Yeah. I feel like it's looking. I feel like they're on the ropes.
I feel like where England have found they've found this amazing player in Jamie Smith coming in at 7, where it just gives you this added incentive. The way he scores his runs as well, and quickly he has done so far in Test matches. It's Brook and you get through Brook and Root, 1 or 2 batters in the world, and then this Jamie Smith comes in when the ball's a little bit older. Yep. He has got this Gilchrist style thing going on. I think Gilchrist is a better player so far. But it's that same sort of idea where you're coming in and then you got this guy averaging 45 or whatever coming at 7. It's a wonderful string to the bow. AskTGC.
Bit of rain about also in Manchester. Australia got lucky with that at Old Trafford as well. But it feels like India's either going to have to conjure something or, like, I think England could put them to the sword here.
Crawley obviously likes a bit of Old Trafford. He hit like 180, didn't he, against Australia?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a bit of pace in the deck, Old Trafford. But he showed what he can do. He's good value for it, Crawley. Now he gets to play 5 tests in Australia.
Ron Jeremy Corbin Bosch said, little and large, best opening combo since Trescothick and Strauss. Now, Cook is one of the greatest openers in the history of the game.
Yeah.
Averaged 45 in England on decks that seamed around. It's incredible.
Yeah. Pre-Duke's ball issues when it came to cows and supply chains.
Yes. I feel like Strauss and Cook had a thing going, but maybe the combination 05 Ashes was Trescothic and Strauss.
He's saying little and large, like he wants to, like, who's big and who's little.
I see.
Again, it's Hayden and Langer, isn't it? I'm sorry to do this.
Yeah.
Like Crawley and
because Greenwich and Haynes were. I don't think they had a height discrepancy.
No one was massive. Yeah.
No.
So
no.
I mean, what are we? I don't mean to, like.
Yeah, I know.
Don't mean to come over the top.
Did Graham Smith open with anyone tiny?
Well, the fact that it cannot be remembered
suggests that.
So, but I mean, you don't want to come over the top too hard with that. But it's like we're talking like Crawley and Duckett and fucking Trescothick and Strauss, little and large, and you're just saying Hayden and Langer. It's like, get fuck out of here. What's next?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I know.
Like, if someone wants to come back on that, so no, actually, Trescothick and Strauss were a better little and large opening combination than Hayden and Langer. Let's hear it. That's it. But it doesn't bother me anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Willie Bin, cricket enthusiast, said Stokes bowling himself to death. Any danger from anyone else? Now, have we got a watch on this? We've been talking about the body. Now, is he going to bowl himself into an early grave? That being just early retirement or be injury again? Look,
of course it's a watch because he's aging and he's got priors, Priors,
and he's a good player.
And he's a good player. Yeah.
If you support an opposition team, you're like, I hope he doesn't play anymore.
But the genre of is someone going to get injured is a grim genre that, irrespective of your tribal positions, is not. I don't see humour in it. You don't wish injury upon anybody at any time if you're a normal, functioning, breathing human.
Yeah. But if you're not that.
But yeah, I feel like he's just sort of. You want Stokes there at the Ashes. Like you want the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Mono. Yeah. Let's just fucking crack on. It'll be awesome if Stokes is there, breathing fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow morning for day 3 of the 4th Test match. Who knows what's going to happen? Bit of rain around, you say? Well, is Bumrah in the game? Bumrah hasn't really sort of like won a game on his back just yet because they've only won one game in the series. That's when he didn't play. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow. See you guys on the internet then. Cheers.